cross the bridge at your own peril. The way is dangerous, and the gate will not open. You shall not gain entry. I am here to assist those seeking the wisdom of the college. And if, in the process, my presence helps to deter those who might seek to do harm, the more important question is, why are you here? Perhaps. But what is it you expect to find within? Ah, the immortal plane. It is said to be the source of all magic. This is a noble goal, indeed. It would seem that the college has what you seek. The question now is, what can you offer the college? Not just anyone is allowed inside. Those wishing to enter must show some degree of skill with magic. A small test, if you will. No, I'm afraid I don't know anything of the sort. Excellent. The fear spell has saved the life of many an illusion mage. If you could cast it on the seal here on the ground, that would prove your skill. I look forward to it. Much knowledge lies within the color. No? Well, if you think you're capable of it, then I'd be happy to provide it to you for a mere 30 gold. Or you can try your luck with one of the court wizards around Skyrim. They also sell spells. Here you are. Now I'm anxious to see you cast it. The college is massive for Skyrim, even if it's unnoticed or unappreciated. Well done indeed. I think you'll be a superb addition to the college. Welcome, apprentice. I'll lead you across the bridge. Once you're inside, you'll want to speak with Mirabelle Irvine, our master wizard. Please, follow me. No matter what, the college will endure. Get away from me. I believe I've made myself rather clear.
Yes, of course. I'm simply trying to Another new apprentice, I see. Are you of the sort that believe you're here to change the world? Or are you only in it for yourself? I assure you that I shall be watching all of you very closely. Now that stability has been established between the Dominion and the Empire, we seek only to help Skyrim, to guide its people through this time of transition, to help lead them to a better future. I am an advisor to the Archmage. The Thalmor wish to promote relations with your college. I am at the Archmage's disposal if he requires advice. Perhaps not as often as he should. In time, I believe he will be more trusting.
You may be used to the Empire
You are
bowing
new
to your
here, are you not?
but I'm afraid
We have not
my
spoken.
Thalmor received no such treatment here. You are a guest of the college.
Sir.
Here at the pleasure of the Archmage.
How quaint.
I hope you
I am
appreciate the
Savos
opportunity.
Arin, Archmage of the... I am quite content to see nearly any aspect of magic explored, but I do not and will not approve of any research or experiments that cause purposeful harm. Are we clear? I've seen documents dating back to the late Second Era. Events in the last several hundred years resulted in a significant loss of our history, I'm afraid. Purpose? I should think itself. Magic is a true power, not something to be shunned by commoners or treated as an amusing diversion by politicians. It shapes worlds, creates and destroys life. It deserves proper respect. The college is a place where we can focus on that, without the pressures of the world weighing down on us. The Great Collapse, as it has come to be known. An unfortunate natural disaster that ravaged the area. The college fared far better than the city of Winterhold, but it was not left untouched. No one is sure of the cause. Some believe the eruption of Red Mountain had far-reaching consequences that were only felt years. I know there are some who have blamed the college, said that we were responsible. I assure you this is not the case. Not often, no. Some risks must be taken to be sure. I am simply trying to avoid untimely deaths. We also must make an effort to avoid worsening what Skyrim thinks of us. All right then.
Welcome to another new student. I'm surprised at how many of you there are. Well, first you'll need these. While you're not required to wear them, you may find them more to your liking than your current clothes. I'll give you a brief tour, and then we'll get you to your first class. Are you ready to begin? Wonderful. Please follow me, and don't wander off. The College of Winterhold. A fixture in Skyrim for thousands of years. The prominent feature here is the Hall of the Elements. It's our primary location for lectures, practice sessions, and general meetings. The Arcanium is located above the hall, and the Archmage's quarters above that. While technically in charge of the college, the Archmage's responsibilities often keep him occupied. Thus, I run the day-to-day operations. Now, if you'll please follow me, I'll show you the living quarters. Unfortunately, we've had to implement more stringent entry procedures due to some problems with the local Nords. We don't anticipate any real violence, but it never hurts to be prepared.
Even with the college's laid-back attitude, there are still some things that are off limits.
Our newest members are housed here, in the Hall of Attainment. I'll ask that you please keep your voice down while inside, as others may be working on research or delicate experiments. Now I'll show you to your quarters. You're going to be sharing space with your fellow apprentices, who you'll meet shortly. This is where you'll be staying. This bed and desk are yours. Please try and be considerate of others. Now, let's go back to the Hall of the Elements, where most of the members gather for lectures and study sessions. Initially, you'll be learning from Tolfdir, one of our most esteemed wizards. Tolfdir is likely already addressing the new apprentices. Go on in, and if you have any problems, let one of our senior members know.
You look a bit peaked. You sure you shouldn't be home?
Please don't bother the Archmage unless it's absolutely necessary. If there are any problems, let me know. It's my job to keep things running smoothly.
I think the college is due for a change in leader. It's lies. All of it. I don't care what she told you. It's all lies. Feralda, don't act like she didn't say anything. I know her, and I know what she's been up to. My problem with her? She's the one who has a problem with me. She's threatened by me, by my skill as a wizard, by my elegance and posture, by my superior good looks. But she is not going to get the better of me. Oh no, I won't let it get to me one bit. She's trying to undermine my confidence, make me doubt myself. Well, it won't work, I tell you.
Don't trust that one. Most here are up to something, of course, but in his... I haven't figured it out. He is rather handsome, though, isn't he?
All right, then. If you're working on any experiments, please clean up after
You are
yourself.
now in the Arcanium, of which I am in charge. It might as well be my own little plane of... Disrupt my Arcanium, and I will have you torn apart by angry... Now, do you require assistance? A mage is only as good as what he knows. I try to make sure as much knowledge is available as possible. We've been keeping this collection since the Second Era. Books have come and gone during that time, but it's mostly intact. Of course I do. If I didn't, most of these books would have been burned to ashes or dissolved. Mages need to be reminded to be careful around research materials. If you're feeling adventurous, I'm always looking for someone to procure valuable books from some more dangerous locations. Well, all right, here. I scribbled down the last place I'd heard about. Check it out, but be careful. As a matter of fact, there are. Have you ever heard of Shalador? Immensely powerful mage, back in the First Era. Had an understanding of magic few have ever matched. He holed himself up in Labyrinthian, and devoted all his time to research and study. But more than you would imagine possible. Since then, his writings have been scattered all over Skyrim, but are little use to anyone who can't translate them. I'm one of the few who can. I've heard whispers of more of his work having turned up. If you can track it down, it may prove useful to all of assorted books, scrolls. I'm sure you'll find something useful. All right, then.
You can't hide from me!
Found you!
Fight. This should be good. Hundreds of years have gone into assembling this collection. It's going to stay pristine, understand?
I have many important... Your superior and I were simply having a discussion about my level of access to the college. Nothing you need to concern yourself with. I shall be quite capable of observing everything that goes on here.
You look awful. Better not get me sick. Sure is. I've got another client. Wants me to do some enchanting. You... All right, be quick about it, will you? This is a good way for the college to bring in some money. Here's the name and location of the client. All right, then.
New here too, eh? I'd hoped I wouldn't be the only Nord, but I should have known better. not at all. My family was convinced coming here was a death sentence, or worse. It took years of insisting that this is what I'm meant to do. I know he's from the Thalmor, and that he claims to be here simply as an advisor. I also know that no one really believes that. I've been trying to avoid him, honestly. Well, look at the evidence. Nords generally don't trust magic, so it's not off to a good start. Throw in the Oblivion Crisis, which was caused by magic users, and the troubles now with the Aldmeri Dominion, who are elves and magic users. And finally, take the fact that the college is the only thing left standing after most of Winterhold was destroyed. It's all fairly damning.
Before you even ask, yes, I have an ancestry steeped in magic, and no, I don't want to talk about it. Yes, I know Winterhold used to be full of my kind, and no, I don't care that they're all gone. Does that cover everything? No, I suppose we haven't. Brillina Marion of House Telvanni. First of my family to leave Morrowind in a long... Now I'm here to study conjuration. That's what's important. I know I don't like the way he looks at me. I can't tell if he expects me to blow myself up or to try and murder him. But he clearly doesn't trust any of us. So far, if only because no one is telling me how great I ought to be. I just want to learn. I don't want to think about what's expected of me. Until next time.
You are new, yes? Have you mastered the expert-level distraction spells yet? Ah, this is good. But Jizargo will know them first. It is good to finally be around mages who may be able to keep up with Jizargo. There is much for Jizargo to be sure of. There is skill in magic, there is charm, and there is a strong will. Jizargo will be successful. Of this there is... Mages in Cyrodiil are all about politics. The Synod and the College of Whispers are too busy guarding secrets to bother to teach. Skyrim was not Jizargo's first choice, but Winterhold is removed from politics, dedicated to study. This is the place for Jizargo to become great.
So, as I was saying, the first thing to understand is that magic is, by its...
Sir, I think we all understand that fairly well. We wouldn't be here if we couldn't control magic.
Of course, my dear, of course. You all certainly possess some inherent natural ability. That much is known.
And what are we waiting for? Let's get started.
Please, please. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Eagerness must be tempered with caution, or else disaster is inevitable.
But we've only just arrived here. You've no idea what any of us are capable of. And that gives us a chance to show you what we can do.
You've been quiet so far. What do you think we should do? Is that so?
See, he agrees with us too. Why don't you actually show us something?
All right, let's settle down. I suppose we can try something practical. In continuing with our theme of safety, we'll start with wards. Wards are protective spells that block magic. I'll teach you all a ward, and we'll see if you can successfully use it to block spells, all right? Would you mind helping me with the demonstration? Are you at all familiar with ward spells? That's what this lesson is for. Perfect time. Now, if you'll just stand right over there, I'll cast a spell at you, and you block it with the ward. Here we go. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell, and... keep it up. You have to keep your ward up, or else this won't work. I don't want to hurt you. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell, and keep it up. Hold still. Excellent work. Well, I think this is an excellent start. I'd like you all to continue practicing with wards, please.
I think perhaps we're ready to begin exploring some of the various applications of magic throughout history. The college has undertaken a fascinating excavation in the ruins of Sawthorn nearby. It's an excellent learning opportunity. I suggest we meet there in a few hours and see what awaits us inside. That's all for now. Thank you.
If there are any problems, let me know. Well, that depends on... Feralda can teach destruction spells, and offers training in that school. Finis is one of the best conjurers in all of Skyrim, and can help with Don't let Tolfdir fool you. He's the preeminent scholar on alteration. One of the best in Tamriel, and always willing to pass on. If you can find him and focus his attention, there's a great deal Drevis can teach you about illusion. And finally, there's Colette. She may be difficult to get. There are no expectations. Hopefully any discoveries made in your pursuits will be shared with the members of the college first. That way we all benefit.
Even with the let me give you a bit of advice. You want to work on something that's not officially allowed? Don't tell anyone you do. You need something you're not officially supposed to have? You come see me.
And here we all are. Shall we step inside? All right. Please stay close to me while we're inside. It should be safe, but it's always better to be cautious.
I find it hard to believe this excavation here.
Northall was one of the earliest known settlements of Skyrim. It was also the largest. Sacked by the elves in the infamous Night of Tears, not much is known about what happened to Sarthal. This is an exciting opportunity for us to be able to study such an early civilization. Well, are there any questions before we begin? Ah, yes. Well, why don't you see if you can assist Arniel Gain? He's one of our scholars. Here, work. I expect he'd appreciate some help in locating any additional magical artifact. Any enchanted items will do. The usefulness of the enchantment is... Now, let's see. What shall we have the rest of you do? All right, everyone. Let's be careful. Have fun.
It's going to take forever to sift through all this. He what? You must be one of the new apprentices then. Fine, fine. Just... I've only looked through a portion of this section. You can look around in the chambers just north. Try and be careful, all right? We don't want to damage anything. He asked far too many questions about my research. I think the Thalmor are trying to steal. I haven't told him anything, of course. What I'm doing is far too important. Can't breathe a word of it.
What in the world was that racket? Is everything all right? How in the world did that happen? Really? Perhaps the amulet is important somehow. Is there some way you can use it? There must be something about that. Can you see that? I wonder what effect might your spells have. Please be careful here. Well, would you look at that? This appears to lead somewhere. Let's see where it goes. Well, this is highly unusual and very interesting. This be sealed off? What is this place?
Need something?
Hold, mage, and listen well. know that you have set in motion a chain of events that cannot be stopped. Judgment has not been passed, as you had no way of knowing. Judgment will be passed on your actions to come, and how you deal with the dangers ahead of you. This warning is passed to you because the Psijic Order believes in you. You, Mage, and you alone, have the potential to prevent disaster. Take great care, and know that the Order is watching.
I swear I felt something rather strange just then. What just happened? I'm afraid I didn't see anything. Can you tell me more about what you saw? The Psijic Order? Are you quite sure about that? And danger ahead? Why, that doesn't make any... The Psijics have no connection to these ruins. And no one's seen any of their order in a long... Perhaps we should take a look inside these coffins. Now, please do be careful. Who knows what we're going to find? They were a group of mages with a history that predates the Empire. No one's seen them in well over 100 years. They vanished, along with it. I have no idea what connection they'd have to this place. I have no idea, but the Isle of Artaeum disappeared over 100 years ago, and no one has seen them since. And yet now, suddenly, they've chosen to contact you. Why, if nothing else, I'd take it as a compliment. The Psijics have only ever dealt with those they feel worthy. So you wish to master the arcane arts? Until next.
Go!
Prepared to defend yourself. What was that? Never seen anything like this in Nordic ruins before. Look at all these coffins. This bears closer inspection. I'd like to stay a while and examine this. You, however, should press on. See if you can find whatever this vision of yours mentioned. If it is true, I've never seen anything like this in Nordic ruins before. Why, look at all these coffins. This bears closer inspection. I'd like to stay a while and examine this. You, however, should press on. See if you can find whatever this vision of yours mentioned. It's truly dangerous. Careful. Go on ahead. I'll be sure and catch up with you. I thought it high time I caught up with you. Well now, would you look at that? Oh no, you... Nothing seems to work. Keep it busy. I'll try to bring it on this hour. There, now attack it. I'm not the only one seeing this. Boy, this is utterly unique. This is... I have no idea. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The Archmage needs to be informed immediately. I don't dare leave this unattended. Can you return to the college and inform Sabo Soren of this discovery? Please, hurry.